Welcome to the Science of Academic Success. Have you heard that online courses are easy, or have you heard that online courses are tough, or perhaps both? Well, it turns out they can be either. If you approach your online course in the right way, it can be easy, or at least straightforward. But if you take the wrong approach, you're setting yourself up for failure. Let's discuss how to succeed in and how to avoid failing online courses. Note the purpose of this video is to focus on success factors that are specific to online courses. In the other videos on my web channel, I discuss other topics related to academic success, and I'm trying to minimize the overlap between videos. So here, I'm very specifically focusing on some of the unique challenges associated with taking a course online. First, we need to clarify what we're talking about when we say online course, as not all online courses are structured in the same manner. And in order to be successful in the course, you need to know right from the start what's going on and how things work. So we'll talk about two common types of online courses and briefly discuss the features of each, but then we'll shift our focus to the common features of online courses and discuss what we need to do in order to be successful. One type of online course is a fully online course or a web course. In this type of course, there is no physical classroom and no weekly lecture. In a fully online course, all of the lectures are likely pre-recorded before the start of the term. Often for this sort of course format, all of the materials, the lecture videos, exams, and assignments, are all available online for you right from the first day that the course opens. This sort of format would allow you to move along through the course as quickly or slowly as you want. One advantage of this format is that you would have the option to get a significant portion of the workload done right at the start of the term, perhaps before your other courses start to get really busy. But with this format, it is very easy to push off the work until later, in part because there may not necessarily be any specific deadlines during the term, merely the need to have everything completed by the last day of the term. If that's the case, then you really need to be mindful of the amount of work and the amount of time remaining before the end of term. Don't leave an unrealistic amount of work until the end of the term, when your other courses may also be getting quite busy. A second type of online course is one where there is a section of students who have registered for a regular face-to-face class, the live section, and they show up to their in-class section as scheduled on a weekly basis. This face-to-face class is recorded and streamed online. And there is another group of students who have registered to be in the online section of this course. These students have registered for the same course, but they've registered to get access to the course by watching the streaming video rather than sitting in the class. One advantage of this format is that any of the students from either section are welcome to come and join in the live class. And students can flip back and forth between coming to class one day and watching online the next day. Another advantage is that the class can be a bit more interactive. Because there's a group of students in class, we can engage in class discussions and have time for students to ask questions. Plus, it's a bit easier to be engaged and dynamic when giving a presentation in front of a class, and admittedly a bit tougher to really show enthusiasm when alone in a room talking to a camera. Am I right? Okay, time to get down to the essential factors for being successful in online courses. So number one, heads up. Be aware of what you're getting into. Right from the moment you get access to your online course, take a look at what's involved and what you have to do in order to successfully complete this course. How is the course structured? How are you being evaluated? What are the tests and assignments? When are the deadlines? Are there assignments or activities that will disappear after their specific deadline has passed? How are exams being written? Are they online, or are you coming into campus to write your exams? Okay, I could go on with more questions, but you get the idea. You need to know what the expectations are, what's involved, and when. And you'll want to do two things. Number one, you'll want to clearly evaluate the amount of work involved in this course and determine when you are going to have the time to get the work accomplished. This means making a plan for getting the work done. And you can't make a plan without first checking out what the expectations are for the course. This is something you need to do right from the start of the term. And number two, you'll want to write down all of the dates and deadlines in a calendar. With an online course, it can be very easy to let things slip. You don't necessarily have the regular drumbeat of a face-to-face class that you're required to attend, serving to remind you that this course and the work exists. So it can be easy to forget that there's an upcoming test or assignment deadline. In addition to just writing out the dates and deadlines, you'll also want to book time in your calendar for accomplishing the work. Which brings me to my next factor for success in an online course. Number two, become a master of time and space. Knowing what needs to be done and writing down the deadlines is an important first step, but then we need a plan to get the work done. And this means that we need to set aside some time for doing the work. Make a schedule for getting the work done, for watching the lectures, and for reading the assigned readings. Have a dedicated time each week that you set aside for this course, or even better, a couple of times during the week for you to work on the course. Tell your family and friends that you're busy during these times each week, as if you've gone off to a class or off to a shift at work. And during that dedicated time, remove all other distractions from your studying area. This means having a dedicated study space. Put all other potential distractors out of sight, so no email or text pop-ups on your computer or phone. Even better, put your phone out of sight. Have a notepad or a means of taking notes on hand. Have a glass of water and a granola bar on hand, and have these things ready to go for the start of your study period, i.e. so that at the start of your dedicated time, you're ready to show up and get started right away. If you have a household full of distractions, you may find that you need to go to the study in the library. That's part of taking control of your study space. A final note on this topic: it is optimal to have a consistent time and location for your studying. This consistency minimizes distractions, but also leads to routine, which facilitates the process of getting yourself mentally in the zone for studying. Number 3, this isn't the same as watching cat videos online. Don't think of this as similar to just watching TV or funny cat videos on YouTube. This will be different. This is a university course. The purpose is to communicate detailed and nuanced information. And it's not designed to be entertainment in the same way that TV is mindless entertainment. So we need to be prepared for this. One very important factor to facilitate our learning is distributed learning. This means taking in the information in smaller chunks spread out over time, returning to refresh that information at regular intervals, and allowing ourselves time to process the deeper meaning of the material. We can't just video cram, watching all the videos the day before the exam, and expect that we'll be able to pick up on nuanced ideas or master complex concepts. We need time to process information and think through ideas. We need to give ourselves some time to reflect on the ideas, think about their meanings and their applications. And on this note, it is important to not underestimate the amount of time it takes to complete an entire course. Plan ahead that this will probably take longer than you think. Reading a textbook takes time, and watching a course video also takes extra time, longer than merely the length of the video, when we account for things like pauses for note-taking. And speaking of note-taking, the option to pause or rewind the video to ensure that you're taking effective notes is awesome. In online courses, notes may be posted online, they likely are. Make sure you obtain these before watching the lecture. Read them over before watching the lecture video and have them with you while you're watching so that you can supplement the posted notes with your own notes while watching the class. Lecture notes will vary based on the professor. Some profs post notes that are very brief, single word bullet points, and some profs will post notes that are more fully written out. In either case, you will still need to take your own notes. This is your way of making meaning and capturing the ideas for yourself, which is an essential part of the learning process. Number 4, make connections. Please feel welcome to reach out to your professor or to your teaching assistants for the course. They really do want to hear from you, and they really are invested in your success in this course. If you have questions about the course format and you couldn't find the answer in the syllabus, or if you have questions about the course content, reach out to the teaching team. This is why we're here. In addition to this, in most online course formats, there will typically be some sort of way, perhaps a discussion board on the course website, for students to reach out and interact with their classmates, even if they will never see these classmates face-to-face in a classroom. Even in a fully online course, it's still possible to find a study buddy. In addition to a discussion forum, most online courses will have some form of chat room feature where a group of students can come together online in real time to engage in some collaborative studying. These social connections make the course experience more enjoyable. In addition, collaborative learning facilitates the learning process. Essentially, we will develop a deeper understanding of the material if we ask questions and work on answering questions with a study buddy. Number 5, acknowledge your accomplishments. Completed reading a textbook chapter? Watched and took notes on a full week's lecture material? Yay for you! Acknowledge that you've accomplished this task. Allow yourself to feel good. Use the positive feeling as a bit of a self-reward for your efforts, a little motivational booster. Motivation is an important part of our journey towards success, so we need to make sure that we are allowing ourselves to experience the positive emotion that comes from accomplishing a task, and then get back to work. But in addition to rewarding yourself with self-praise, you should also share the accomplishment with your family or friends. Because when we're taking an online course, we could potentially miss out on some of those shared experiences that we have when we're face-to-face with our classmates. So to help keep motivated and engaged, it's helpful to have a social network that holds us accountable, a friend or a family member who asks how the course is going and who provides support and feedback for our progress. Acknowledging our accomplishments in these ways will help fuel our motivation for the work, but will also help create a structure for holding us accountable. Number 6, prepare your tech. You're signing up for an online course, so you need to ensure that you're ready for the online part. Do you have a computer and a reliable internet connection available? Are these capable of streaming the lecture videos? Is your computer able to access the course materials on the course website? Is your internet connection stable, or does it regularly cut out? Wi-Fi connections can sometimes be unstable. They may drop the connection, which may not matter for regular web surfing, but it may be a factor if your course has online exams. Not all online courses do. If your computer or internet connection is not reliable, then you may consider making use of a computer available in one of the many computer labs on campus. And if you're not sure, you can always reach out to the university's computer support department. The key is to know that there are options and support available for you on campus. But you got to help yourself by being proactive and checking things out before the start of the course. I could carry on with other pointers, but the focus of this video has been on success factors that are more specific and relevant to online courses. For additional help and guidance with academic success in general, please check out the other videos on my channel for information on topics such as effective studying, maximizing motivation, effective note-taking, and more. Thanks for watching.